All right, this is Corey with Neurotic Knives. Doing a carry update on the Chris Reeve Inkosi. Um, I've been carrying it for 20 days or so. I figured I'd give it an honest review. I just got too many other knives to start carrying. But I have to say, this, I'm just going to jump right into it. This is pleasantly surprising compared to the Sebenza. Did not like the Sebenza at all. I don't know if I got well, there's other reasons why, but don't know if I got a bad one just because the action was crap. I had to take it apart, clean everything, do all that kind of stuff. I didn't do anything with this. And there's some pros and negative cons and stuff like that. I did want to do just, everybody knows, but size comparisons next to the Hender XM18 3.5, Strider SMF. What else do I got? Just the Ultratech. That's well, it doesn't matter, but that's the ZBT version. Get a weight on this guy, because I don't think I weighed it last time. I'm kind of curious. I'm wanting to say maybe 4.5 to 5 ounces. 4.9, so you know, pretty close. So a little lighter than I'm used to carrying. So okay, we'll jump into everything that's good about it. The action's good. You know, you can, let me adjust this here. You can reverse flick it really easily, thumb flick it easily. The edge is held up quite a bit. This one's an S45EN, which is undoubtedly my favorite steel as far as a pocket knife goes. I would say for fixed blade B, I think 3V is the only thing that can come to mind that I like fixed blades in. But we'll just do the negatives first. Negatives, thumb studs, so uncomfortable. You get used to it after you carry it for a while, but they're just so damn pointy. I mean, and everybody complains about it that I know about, the things that I watch. I mean, just, I wish they would just listen and just change those to a little something more comfortable. I haven't tried those on, but those look fairly comfortable. I mean, it's not going to change anything about the knife, and it's just going to make it more comfortable. Second thing, I did the blade, or the pivot backed out just a little bit. I didn't put Loctite on it yet. I just tightened it back up, but it did shake loose on me. But you know, not a huge deal. It can always be, these are things, that's something that can be fixed. The thumb studs, they just suck. They're effective, but I mean, why not change them? It's not gonna, like I said, it's not gonna change anything about the knife. Not gonna change, just gonna make the experience better for the user, in my opinion. Even when you slow roll it, I mean, it's just digging into your thumb. And then the ano wears off pretty easily on the thumb studs, which is not a big deal, but you know, I'd prefer to have probably non-anodized ones on there. And that's kind of, you know, aside from it just being, I don't want to criticize too hard, but just kind of a boring knife. This one's a lot more, it's a lot better than the Sebenza as far as aesthetics to me go, especially with the tanto and the finger grooves. You know, it's a knife. It does what it's supposed to do. No frills, no thrills. good thing about all the cons, pocket clip, excellent pocket clip. It does rise a little bit, but the ease in coming in and out of the pocket are, you know, are perfect. You know, they make the new machined injection molded titanium ones. I was gonna get one, but this one's just fine with me. The action, buttery smooth. You know, it's not a drop shut knife. I've seen people polish the washers and all that and make it drop shut, but you know, I do like a drop shut knife, but you know, I can't fault it for that because it's a knife, you know. And action is whoever, to the user, I guess. Not a lot of billboarding on it, just the Chris Reeves Idaho made. Let's see what else. This does scratch pretty easily, this finish. This isn't the glass blasted. This is, you know, just your standard, I guess, bead blast, I think is what it is. And overall, it fits in the pocket. Since I'm used to carrying big knives, this was like carrying nothing. So that's a big plus too. Ergonomics. The Sebenza's decent. This thing, you know, I have right at XL hands, and this thing it almost doesn't get much better for me as far as ergos go. You know, they got the crown spine. The jimping is a little laid back, you know, but that's not a big deal. I'm not choking up on my knife, and you can choke up on this pretty far if need be. But you know, I figured I'd give them another chance. You know, if you watch my Sebenza video, I ended up selling that knife like a week after I got it. There was, you know, one, the dual thumb stud, didn't have dual thumb studs, which this is a plus on there for reverse flicking. If you like to fiddle with your knives like I do, like pretty much I think everybody does. So it gives you that other option of opening, and it's, you know, simple, very simple to do. Like I said, the edge, I mean, it's still super sharp. I don't think I got any paper back here. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, it's not the best example, but you get what I'm going at. Holding edge pretty well. So the heat treat, which I know they have fantastic heat treat on their knives, but you know, it's just kind of a plain knife. You know, I don't see why people, I mean, there's a lot of people that I've seen over the years that consider this a grail knife for them, and I'm not saying anything wrong with that, but for me, it definitely isn't. I think it's just because they've been around so long, they do have a good name. They're built very well. You know, Chris Reeve is one of the best in the game as far as quality control and precision manufacturing. But, you know, I like some texture, you know, options for, you know, just a little something extra to add on to them. That's kind of why I want to get a Zahn, which they're damn near impossible to get a hold of anymore. I don't have anything else back here with me compared to, but you kind of get what I'm saying as far as just being a straightforward knife. Now, it is off-centered a little bit. I tried correcting it. I mean, it's not a huge deal. It's barely off-center, so it's not a huge complaint. I think these go for $500, just a plain like this, and the ones I think with the micarta are around $600 and $650, and I don't I don't know. It's not my style. I really don't like inlays really on knives, especially, you know, I just like the full titanium or aluminum titanium hybrids, so to speak. But the hardware is good. Big hardware, comes with the tools. All I did to it was kind of just open it a little bit here, and you can kind of get into these pockets, if you can see in there, and just dropped a few things of KPL after I did my unboxing, and it just smoothed out really quickly, like super fast. So I'm not going to make a long video about it. Just if anyone's looking at a Chris Reeve and they're not sure what they want, a Sebenza or the Inkosi, I would go with the Inkosi. I can't speak on the Zahn. All I can say about the Zahn is I love the way it looks. Probably a lot more than any of the Chris Reeve knives. But, you know, I'm sure it has its flaws, you know, as well. But yeah, if they would, this knife would be perfect if the thumb studs were different. If thumb studs were different, I wouldn't have much to complain about at all. I probably wouldn't even have made a follow-up video on it, just because, you know, I don't see nothing else. The other thing, you know, the lanyard that they come with, I didn't even want to take, I just cut it off because I don't get lanyards. I know there's about 5 people that do, and I don't think that justifies it putting on every one of their knives, although it's easy enough just to cut it off there. Usually I'll take the knife apart and take it off normally, but I didn't feel like dicking with it, so just cut it off of there. But yeah, super ergonomic, feels so much better. It's a little thicker than a little beefier than the Sebenza. And people will say, oh, it's not as slicey. I mean, come on, what are we slicing here? Sushi? Are we doing sushi with pocket knives? You know, I don't get it. I don't get that whole argument unless you got a, you know, it's all relative. Every knife that I own cuts. Every knife I own does this or that. You want a slicey blade, you know, you can get slicier than the Sebenza, of course. And this one's perfect, aside from the thumb studs. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. You know, give me a subscribe, like, follow, whatever. I know I always say follow and subscribe, but same difference. If you like the content, I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on these thumb studs. I mean, right now, I've kind of gotten used to them, but it's still, you know, after flicking this thing 1,000, 5,000 times, it just doesn't get any more comfortable. You get used to it because you're expecting it, but if you're going after this for a grail knife, that's going to be a disappointment for you. The thumb studs are, I believe. I can't speak on everyone's behalf, but they're just ridiculous, and they're pointy, and they're just, if you pinch on it just like this, if you pinch on it like that, it hurts your fingers. I mean, it's that uncomfortable. But, so that's kind of my quote unquote 1 month review on this guy, because I want to start carrying something else that I need to be carrying to get some reviews on. But like I said, very pleased with this model. I would give it a 9 out of 10. Everything but them thumb studs. And as far as the Sebenza goes, I'd buy this any day of the week over a Sebenza. I mean, I get the Sebenza, you want the Sebenza. And I know they make dual thumb studs ones, which are hard to find, and they cost more. But this is beefier, more ergonomic, and you're going to be pleased with it when you get it. Just remember the thumb studs. You're not going to be pleased with those. But yeah, so that's going to wrap it up. I hope you guys have a good one, and I appreciate you watching. Thanks.